offering for all the work the Lord through Moses had commanded them to do. All the willing gave the free will offering. Are we together, church? That the work of God must first of all come from the heart. Willing, and then you see the free will offering. There are many people that are willing, but they don't give. These two must go together. The hearts are willing, but they don't give. I know what happens. Those who are willing, there are many, but those who give a free will offering. What is a free will offering? What is a free will offering? So we can't see. Those are the things we were explaining when we asked. What are the free will offering? Okay. Another teacher, any other from another teacher? Anything that you have to add? Yes. That's it. Sometimes, yeah. Not this thing of, we know we have a lot of to give a free. First of all, you are willing.
Just means you don't exercise.
Must be a willing person. The other way is that is almost so the church of God all the time, not okay, of course, not all the time, but at least where God is pleased, when few people are willing and give a free will offering towards God. And that's why we say little is much when God is into it. So only a few. So we're not going to look for everyone to give. We're just saying, please. You know this is the work of God. This is what we are asking you for. Look around and then ask the Holy Spirit to convict you, and then please, as the Holy Spirit convicts you, give that which the Holy Spirit thinks you should give. Thank you. Yeah. So, so free will offering is one that comes from your heart. The one according to how you value that which you are offering to. Are we together? It's not just random. That's why we need to build up on that. You are looking at how God is valued in your life. And people give that willingly because of what God has done. And sometimes we say what God has done, even if he hasn't done anything, just giving you life. And that's why God, all the time, we were discussing there when we were eating, that how can God go to a beggar under a bridge, homeless, and then says, I want you to build me a sanctuary. Pastor, look, paradox. A beggar. Remember the children of Israel never had shoes, never had home, never had anything. Literally, they were being fed from every day. They didn't have fields, anything. A homeless person, and then God says, under a bridge, I want you to build me a sanctuary. In other words, God is teaching us, don't look at your circumstances. Don't look at your circumstances. Just believe. When you believe that this is the right thing to do, God opens doors. And that's why God told the people that have no job, tools, anything, going into a city where there were buildings and farms and everything, he says, and your servants will keep the Sabbath. Are we together? God was telling people that were homeless that your servants in your promised land those farms, your servants will keep the Sabbath. That is fourth commandment. Remember the fourth commandment? Your animals, your servant, and everything. And imagine telling this to a homeless person. At least when you are working, someone is sleeping under a bridge, and you tell him your servant and your animals and everybody will keep the Sabbath. Where you are going, in Santon, where you are going. Get it. So, now, for those that have not seen the plan, Pastor, we just wanted to share it so that when we come knocking at your door, or you received it, when we come knocking at your door, you know exactly how we are planning. So this plan is meant to, this is a long-term plan. And how we are going to eat this thing, we are going to eat it in pieces, you know. So if we were to perish here, all of us, 50 years from now, there will be a blueprint to say, this is what our forefathers or foremothers or uncles had planned. So let's carry on from where they left. This is the vision they had, and we take it from there. Now, this thing should not scare anybody, because what we have now, when we start, if we are to zoom, okay, since you are waiting from. So, Pastor, if you check now, that's just to give the pastor a tone. So that entry where we entered there, this is there. So there are two entries. So there'll be one inlet, and then that one is outlet. So when people come, they'll be queuing, going inside here. So we are here. So this is where we are seated here. We are worshiping here. So everything else, the whole bush is planned out, properly planned out as a business, as a self-sustaining institution that will be running a lot of things. So you will see here there are lodges where people can stay, and we raise rentals, or we're not going rentals for people that are coming for use the hall. And then they're in and out. So come here and then say, hey, SID, oh, we heard the GC is coming here to hold. Can you come and stay in our lodges here? And we have a very big facility there. You just rent from us, as long as you pay us a little bit amount to sustain this thing. So that's what we are planning in the future. So you have all these lodges here. There's a restaurant here. There's rooms for the kids. There are all these kids conferences. This is the facility we want to start with. This is where the hall is. This is a multi-purpose hall. So you can see it's about 1,000 seats. When you come here, there will be all these entrances, and then there will be upper deck where people can sit. And then we said also people can go here, the outlet. And then all these rooms are here. There's a pastor's conference room somewhere here. And then there's all the Holy Communion and everything inside here. So everyone, including the manager, to manage this, the manager's room here. If we zoomed, you'd see it. Just someone who's able to manage the facilities around here. So you can come here and you park behind here, and then you get into, these are parking, all these are parking. And then there are all these things. And then if you find here, there's a garden, there's the orchard, there's camping facilities, and then some football, I think tennis or something, sports facility here. So literally, this place is well catered and planned for all the activities. Whatever will be affordable at any particular time in life, something is catered for there. So all we need, now we said we want dreamers. We want, like Moses, dreamers. Not those who look at what we have. We want people that says, this is the need. Where the money will come from, we don't know, but this is the need. God will provide. Like more like, is it Isaac who said, where is the offering? God will provide. We don't know how it is, God will provide. But this, we think he will help the community around. So, Pastor, so all these are parking areas. You see all these parking areas around to cater for everything. So the restaurant, there'll be everything, there'll be kitchen, there'll be a lot of big facilities. So when we start fundraising now, our focus will be to have this multi-purpose hall. So multi-purpose hall will be a hall for everything, but the church also has a place to worship in it. Because if we say we are funding a church, the communities around here think the church, that's where the thieves are hiding. Yeah, the thieves are hiding in church. So we said, no, we are part of the community. So let's come here and find the place. Okay, it has gone. Okay, I didn't spot it. It's fine. I think now, so this afternoon, we are trying to just discuss. Remember, we're still waiting for the plans. I think we have not architecture and other things. We said maybe let's engage the church. What are the fundraising strategies? This thing is big. It may not come from the pocket. So, what are the fundraising strategies we can get from the members, and how can we go about it? Just brainstorming. Brainstorming. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, the river. Oh, that river at the end. So if you saw when you from entrance here, it got the end there where it was ending. I think we are bordering the river at the end there. That's where the river, that one it runs at the end. I think it's a borderline. Is it a borderline? It's a borderline. It's a borderline. That's where it ends there. That's the river. In fact, ideally the lands are there. You can actually put a blue line. So, yeah. Yeah, actually the lands are there should have put a blue line to show the river at the end there. Yeah. Can I ask George? Can you put back there? I think there are questions on the plan. Just bring back put back the plan. We can just spend 1 2 minutes. So this is the entry, which is this side. This is where we are. So as you go down, it goes up to somewhere here. So ideally, when they are doing land surveying, what is written here? What is written, Brother Mo? I've forgotten this thing. Oh, can develop up beyond that. Okay. So is there a flood line or something like that? Okay. Yeah, I think within the flood line, you are not allowed to develop. That's municipal bylaws. So ideally, if you do the land survey, I should have drawn a blue line here, signifying the river flowing along somewhere here. At the end here, yes. And then this will become the buffer for the flood line. Okay, that's fine. The stream or river. Yeah. So basically, this is the plan. It's a long term. Don't get scared. We are not building this thing tomorrow. It's your children's children who are gonna probably finish the tennis court and other things, the sports facilities. But let's start here doing the activities. And lodges here and other things. So we've got to start somewhere. Okay, no, it's fine. I think it's fine. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. George, can you put it back? Oh, it's fine. Now, where we are here in this house. This is a small house, that one. This is the house where we are. So we are seated, this is the outside. So this is, we are just seated around somewhere here. Now we are parked outside here, and then this thing goes all the way. So there will be a lot of landscaping, just to make sure the land is fit for other uses. So from here, then it goes down. That is our neighbor, that one down there, our neighbor, where there's everything going that side. And yes, yes, behind that small, that thing was just a partitioning remember that man, I think, wanted to do some crops that side, but here was the house, but so that small fence out. Yeah, so it will be part of the other side. But never mind, the landscaping, everything, if you disappear for a few years, you come back, find the whole place is flat, fit for purpose. So, okay, now let's. Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, what we want to start now is this one. This is where we have, these meetings have been reporting. Brother Mashi reports on the architectural drawings, all these things we have been paying, the land surveyor, town plan, and other things, the approvals, which we have delayed. We want first of the other one, where this is where we start the multi-purpose hall. Normally, I think once we get the architectural drawings, depending on the specification, then you quantify it. So don't worry, that one is coming. Just coming. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everybody is fine. Okay, system. Yes. In fact, there will be a 3D video where you are able to walk in. Let's fix the architectural thing. Once you design another thing, and then we'll ask for 3D where someone can walk in and view it almost like you're inside. Yeah, we just need to pay about 20,000, something like that. Something separate from the architect. No, it would be nice. Once you get one day I think we'll just come here and leave your cars and they say, can you sell these cars? We are going by Dubai. So, Sister Kubala, one day you just say, your car, I'm just going by Dubai. I want to finish. So, anything else on this? At least we're getting there. Don't worry, we'll get there. We have delayed a little bit. These approvals from municipalities, they take long, but the architect also is working on something. Once we bring you here, and then when we are okay, then you say, this thing has been okayed by the church now, can you give us a 3D? Then 3D, you can get maybe pictorial and everything, and also walk like, Google Earth. What's that Google thing? You can actually see all the buildings around, and then you zoom into this structure inside, as if you are inside. Okay, now it's fine. Now that people have appreciated this, please, it's a long-term plan. Don't get scared. Like the pastor was saying, hey, why do you start now fundraising? They start living. Say, no, today I went to Saturday Church. Today, Sister Marcia, I went to LNJ. Now, then you have, no. So, yeah. But remember, this is God's work. It's not your work. Remember, the biggest problem we have, and God has always said, the battle is mine. But we always want to fight. We come out, prove that everything. Say that guy is annoying me. But God said it's bad. Why fight? But everybody is bleeding. Why? The battle is mine. But we always want to take it upon our shoulders. Then we have struggled. Why we are things. So let's put it on God's shoulders. Yours is to believe. That's all. Your job is to believe. God has told, I'm still going back to what the pastor said. Telling a homeless family under a bridge in the desert, I want you to build me a sanctuary. Imagine when you have a homeless person under a bridge, can you do it near something? He also gets surprised. I don't have a home in the first place. So let's go try. George, give us the next one, so that we discuss. At least when we're looking at the plans and strategies, so that at least we get real feel of what we. Now, like we said, while we're having parallel things of approvals with the city, and the architect is also finalizing the drawings for the multi-purpose and all the other approvals and everything, we say, why don't we let's talk to members. How should we raise funds? Now, I just Googled. Let's check what the church has done. In fact, when you especially say center of influence, it goes to Adventists. Like Adventists are the ones doing this center of influence. So literally, all this information came from Adventist thing. Can we go to the next? Yeah. So here it says a multi-purpose center of influence, often established as a holistic community development model, is designed to bridge the gap between the physical, social, spiritual, and the community needs. We should never forget this. Sometimes as Adventists, we are looking at worship every time prayer. We forget our own purpose in life. The purpose of God was to address some of these things. And prayer was an enabler. Prayer is an enabler. This reaching out to everyone is our purpose. It's what Jesus came to do. So if you focus on prayer and you don't reach out to everyone, probably you have missed the purpose. By doing this, meeting God's needs and plan, you actually glorify God. Because God says, I created people for my glory and honor. So by doing his work and reaching out to his people, that is what now. How do we reach out to people? There are very many strategies, and one of them is to pray, because he said spiritual battle. Now, we spend a lot of time praying and not getting out into the world. So, because a center of influence is a multifaceted, often housing a mix of lifestyle, education, health, clinics, language classes, counseling, reading rooms, the restaurant, a lot of other things. Its fundraising strategy cannot rely on a single source. This thing is quite big, like what you saw. There is the health thing that is going to be done, the counseling, everything, including, remember the community needs here are drugs. A lot of drug issues, people are suffering from drug abuse. We are here to meet those things and address those things. Now, to have that kind of money and the infrastructure that the plan that you have seen, we need to have several facets to raise funds. It requires a blended funding model that leverages denominational support, the church. That's why we are calling the vice president here to be here. When we say SID, denominational support, community-centric grants, social enterprise, and individual donor pipelines. These things are broken down. Just about 3 slides. Don't worry, you are just about 2 slides. So that we spend time just suggesting. The next slide. Next slide. Hello, did you speak to your? Okay, why is waiting? Okay, why we're waiting for the slides to move is that let's not get scared. This plan that you have seen can only be funded by different role players, and almost all those role players, we just need to identify them, find a mechanism to approach them, then get something out of them. And remember, this is God's place. So it's God's place. We are going to God's people. Are we together? We are going to God's people. Now, God's people, God has two types, the good ones and the bad ones. Yeah? The good ones and the bad ones. Remember, wealth in the hands of a sinner still belongs to Are we stretching them? Yeah, yes. The Exodus experience, remember? Wherever children of Israel went, to the Amalekites and everything, they conquer them, they get all the gods. All the gods that belong to the evil communities belong to the children of Israel. And then when the children of Israel sinned, all the wealth went to the heathens. So they were just exchanging the same wealth because it all belonged to God. Where do you think the model of the golden calf came from? It is the same thing that were given as God from the neighbors. Yes. Well, money is not holy. It's the person we deal with. Money is just like this land. Whoever owned it, we worry about who owned it first or whether it was hidden or not. We are here, we have arrived, we want to build a temple on it. So, now, key options. You say denominational and institutional funding, which is the Foundational Transparency Trust, which is structured top-down institutional funding. Please. GC has funded a lot of things from different countries. And we need to leverage on this one. Now, it says matching, normally, yeah, that's what they do. Either a conference, I think they did it when if you raise this amount of money, we'll give you 20,000. If you raise the union, also they give something. GC also says they don't want to fund everything. They'll say the church, if you can come up with something, we'll also give you something. So, the matching fund structure. The global mission typically requires co-funding. You must secure voted funding commitments from your local conference, mission, union, and the division, and up to the first, that is the matching funds commitment, and then the GC will fund something. And then the global mission, once local denominational funding is approved, you can apply for a general conference, urban center influence allocation, which, no, that just take us back. When I searched, actually, remember, when we were doing the first business plan, like 2 years ago, Brother Bojan, I think there was a money that City Church got. Actually, there are a lot of churches getting a certain money. That is not for structure, but for human resource and operation, just operations. So apparently, I think we didn't put it well. We were not given. We felt we did things last minute, so we didn't. So they give something in this range, if you want some money, and yeah, Brother Bojan actually helped us. So we felt we didn't get, but City Church, I think they got something. I can't remember which other church where he got. Sorry? No. We just remember we were working through Brother Bojan and all this got moved, and we don't even know which church now. We said, let's put our house in order. First of all, I think the best is let's put our house in order. And then we are really working on the business plan. I think there's a team, Brother Marsh may speak more. There's a team that is working on the business plan to make sure that it's fundable or attractive. And then maybe more specific, now we're going to come up with a structure. Architectural, we have a plan now. That time we don't have a plan. Now we have a structure which will come from the architect. So when people see that we are now serious, we are doing something and we are going somewhere, and then you have something like that, then people they say, okay, we're not going to find the structure, but start building within the church. And that's why at some point we said maybe health starts. Which other one? Two departments. Let's start And then when we start, we can say we have so many teachers. This is what we are doing. We have enrolled so many people. This is the structure. This is where we are going. But help us with the operation money. And this one, you do it at the right time, good time. Usually, you will get something out of that. It's okay, no, no, that's fine. It's confidential. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but no, don't get. Yeah. Okay. Well, March is recorded. Let's tap into the resources we have around here that have given these proposals. You can angle it. You know, sometimes you just write a general proposal and then you get identity. But actually, if you have this information at the back of your mind, maybe stewardship also should. You know, you have been teaching stewardship about there's one angle you haven't told people that can you leave a 5% just to go to church or when you die? Yeah. So from denominational and institutional one, from the church, these are the ones I was able to raise certain amount and then match, or you go for the other one. Then you should be able to say, okay, we raise so much, and then if you GC can give us this one, or the union, the conf, all these other structures, help us something. And then from there, we should be able to do something. Number 2 is the hybrid social enterprise, the sustainability one. Normally, this one relying purely on donations is risky for a permanent facility. The most successful multi-purpose center incorporated social enterprise company to generate reliable, self-sustaining income. You know those things where they do, there's a gym and people pay. You know those things are meeting the health of people. You know the health, you focus on meeting the health of the people, but you say, can you have a membership for the gym or health issues, but where people contribute something. You know, you meet certain things. Or if you go to Philadelphia, they have a restaurant there where they sell health foods. So you can have something like that. You know, where people come and buy. And you sell at a certain price so that you keep sustaining the operations that you are doing. So those things we can put them there and then become yeah, we can run those things. Just make sure that at least we raise a few monies. Or even a school. Guys, members are here. Here's a preschool. Here is a certain amount for church, whatever it is. You need to raise money for the teachers. But then a certain church wants to raise a small amount so that we continue running this thing. So members pay. Those are some of the things. Let's go to the next one. The other one is targeted grant writing, or says, because the center is multi-purpose, you have the unique advantage of qualifying for a diverse array of circular and philanthropic grants. Instead of applying for religious funding, frame your proposal around tangible social services you provide. Remember what we said? I think even the church and everybody knows. You don't ask to find a church. All the thieves are hiding where? In churches. So you. so the proposal, there are a lot of people that write proposals here in the research that can angle something that will help us. What are the things that you issues of health? Focus on specific outcomes. That's why they are suggesting. Don't focus on the change. What are the things? Health, drug-free society. You know those things, specific outcome at the end of the day. Is that what are we focused on? What should the society benefit at the end of it? Local government partnership. I don't know if that's the last one we can do it, but in one way or another, remember the pastor was saying, the local councillors, they know where the drug, whatever it is, people that are suffering from drugs and everything, they know. The councillors, they know. So they will help you with some of the information and partnering at some level of identifying certain people and then make sure that it's known and registered or something benefits. The other one, the last one, so I did for the private philanthropy and the major donors, the capital drivers, the case for support documents, social good plus spiritual planting. Buy a brick or room sponsorship. Remember people say, who wants to sponsor for it? Remember previously we have done it, the chairs. Who is going to sponsor the chairs? Others, I think someone had donated a few chairs and others will say, okay, guys, we are building this thing. Who is going to help us? At least find something to sponsor, you know? And then from there, you raise funds and then invest a model. But I think the other one, that one also, we need, especially approaching some of these who are wealth, the Musepe foundations. Got to coin your business plan. Because remember them, they want to make an impact to people. So how you frame your proposal document matters to them because they want to have corporate social responsibilities which they want to offer to communities, and how we just maybe say we have identified through the counselor and the person we are working with. We have drug addicts, about 25 in our local area, and this is one to do. We want to make a drug-free society, and this is what we're going to do. Always want to provide some of the support. Some foundation, they just want their name here. If they can put, because remember they also collect tax returns. What you call it? Tax deductible. Just put here something. Musepe Foundation has donated this thing, 2 million for us. You don't care. Give us the money. Want the money. Huh? Those are debatable. Can we debate? Those are the things. Those are debatable. Remember the people, the children of Israel said, go to the Amalekites, go to this thing. When you conquer them, get them everything. So they literally looted, including their diamonds and everything in their temples and everything. So, and it happened even when the children of Israel were what? The heathen nation came and looted from the house of God. It was wealth in the hand of the sinner, and the Christian still belongs to God. That's debatable. Well, let's debate those things. I see people are shaking heads there. Shaking hands. So silver and gold belongs to God. Yes. Even remember these are slaves. These were slaves. When God told the children of Israel, the day you are going to leave, go to your neighbors and ask. And in fact, they were told, and their neighbors gave them a lot of diamonds, and some of it was in the form of the golden calf. Because they were asking, that's how some of those things came, because it was in this form of God, because they had to melt it so that they put it in the right form that they wanted. So they had a lot of gold and diamonds in certain forms and structure. So that's how they, because it's God who told him, was the wealth in Egypt still belongs to? Yes.
It's like these companies like MTN and then Vodacom in the Adventist, like in Philadelphia, and then even in is it Peniel Church? There is a tower inside the church, and then they are paying the church every month.
Yes. Philadelphia, the big tower there, they get I think more than 50,000 per month, I think. Yeah. So we actually, the rocks there, that rock there, that neighbor, we just put the electric MTN or Vodafone there, then we get about 50,000 per month. Are we going to say, no, MTN is the boss is a sinner, and yeah? Sorry? That's why it's a multi-purpose hall. So there is sports also that's going to be happening and weddings. Yes, remember we worshipped there. Remember where we come from? We worshipped in the place that we are worshipping. They are doing weddings the following day, and other dances, but we were worshipping there. So we know where we have come from. In fact, God wanted us to teach us a lesson so that when we reach the end, we have unlearned certain things by worshiping in other churches. Sometimes Adventists, you can be so, until God says, okay, we're going to be homeless first so that we appreciate. So that when you reach at the end, you appreciate that.
It's very interesting. If you can check on the companies, just Google it. Companies where the GC is investing money. Yeah. You may think that, is it a church? No, but they just need to where then they say a lot of this nice return.
Yeah.
The God, money belongs to God. Yeah. They invest money. I don't know to mention. Just check it and say, you just say GC investments. Yeah. On yeah, that's right. So the money appreciate and then they use it. There's no, but no, TOC doesn't invest. We just eat.
They run out of money. That's why they run out of money. They chow today, tomorrow they're expecting for more money. So no one thinks about the future. TOC, they don't think about the future. Oh, sorry, I'm on. So when God says, gold and silver belongs to me, he never said in this person's pocket, not that one. So when anybody, the children of Israel went wayward, the nations around, they went and served themselves in the kingdom of Israel. And when Israel was fine, they conquered all nations around. They got even the animals and the Amalekites, where they said animals no. And everything around those guys I don't know. The other ones, they literally harvested everything, putting their God and their wealth. And all the children. That's how they became wealthy. And when they were building the temple, I think is it Solomon? There's a king from Syria, I think, who donated something. So literally, it's built by God's people, not by worshippers, by God's creation. Anything else? Otherwise, we're going to label a coin in holy. This one, when it changes hand from me to this one holy, the other one is not holy. It's the same coin. It's not the holiness until it gets to the other one. But the person is the problem. The person is the problem, not the money. So now, what I was thinking is that these are almost 3-4 key areas. I think some of the strategies may fall within. We can just need to pick it up in each category. One is the other ones, the private ones, that foundations, the rich guys, You know the Kaiser Chiefs honor and the Pirates honor. I think because the war used to be around 20. Yeah. So just approach them whether we got even if it's not or it's stopped, just go to that one. We are doing this thing. We want to raise this thing. This is what we have done so far. This is what we are doing. This is where we are going. Any of your support will be good. You have no idea how God moves the mountain. Someone else will just dilly-dally and then that guy has been dilly-dallying, can you get 5 million? We'll come here very rich here. Yeah. So, and then the other one is the targeted grants, where you are looking for grants that will help in terms of, especially, what is this? There used to be UN grants that were funding some of these social ills, drug and other things that and then to address those people that are having issues or that are challenged somehow. And then you apply, you may get something. But cooperating with government, especially government institution, when you are sorting out their problems within a certain area, municipality, government wants to be involved, or at least whether it's local or provincial or national, want to help in one way because we are helping them solve certain issues. So they also want to contribute something. But accountability is very important. What I've noticed, most of these things, one, you need to have faith. Number two, you need to be accountable. Just be accountable, be transparent. You know, we get this money, we are going to account for everything. This is what we did, this is what we used. Whoever is going to be a manager here, please keep everything so that we are auditable. And then you create credibility, because that's what you sell, credibility after some time. This is what people throw away easily. Credibility, we throw away credibility so easily because we want money fast. So when you build credibility, you're transparent, you find money will be coming every time. So let's go to number 2. So, but I feel these 3, 4 legs, unless we have another one, we just need to beef up and come up with people and dedicated people. Remember, we are not looking the what do you call it, the verse that I read when we started. It's the willing members giving a free will offering. Please, and when you give it that way, there will always be few. So don't look at the numbers, just look at the few committed individuals. And then from there, like we say, little is much when God is into it. And from there it comes. So any ideas? Can you take us back to number 2 behind? Not, yeah, not yet. Okay. Looks like it's taking time. Yeah. But what we are trying to say is, instead of just opening up a discussion, we thought, can we just put up a few ideas and then let's start discussing from that point. How do you think we should handle these fundraising things? First of all, sure, we need to come a committee that will champion. Remember, we are part of it. And then these are some areas that we need to go to. So any suggestions? Oh, okay. Yeah, I raised these 4 areas. This other one is where you are already here. We are ready to pay members so to sustain our operations. And there are many of them which you can do. Health issues, restaurant, food, and other things people buy, health food. And then approach the church. These are the church, first of all, the merchant funds for the pastor, and then the other one, where it's up at center influence, where the church funds operations issues. We attempted that one. We just need to work with someone to just help us now being motivated and raise it. Yeah, so start with the church as a foundation and do our own things and running, and then we start looking at transport and also plans. So how do we approach, or maybe what are the points we can add? I think one of the points raised was that can we be good at structuring the proposal that is tailored? CV where you just put a CV that I finished school. You are not fishing anything. That is not a fishing CV. You got to tailor your CV to the issue that you want to achieve or who you want to borrow from. So at least that thing. So any other contributions to remember? These things, yes, prayer is underneath. I know members will say prayer also, but prayer accompanies all these and practice. Look, anything else? So think small. So one,
I think my view is that one option is to people who are involved to identify possible funding targets in all those areas. Yeah, if you can identify and the requirements, as you have said, tailor-made some of these proposals. So I think each section, people have to look at possible fund, the actual entities, organizations, and what are their requirements. Then people like what she has said, yeah.
Or are you writing minutes? Typing something else is okay. Just putting it like okay. Now, yes, I think for me that to be key, because even in government funding, we need also just to identify which area and who are we going to use to approach those areas. Government has a lot of money. Almost every government has a lot of money. You just need to know where the money is and how to approach that money. And that talks to the strategy on how you tailor your approach, your strategy. So money is always there. I think this all is not in lack of money. Money is there. It's just probably just organizing ourselves. How do we, one, have the faith? Be a dreamer. This is what God wants, and we're going to go to his people. Because the money sits around countries and communities and institutions that God owns. And then move by faith. So the lesson is from the pastor's preaching today. You go to a homeless person under a bridge. He has no blanket, he has no clothes, he has not eaten. Can you build me a sanctuary?
Today I'm spirit-led. I'm speaking a lot. No, I just think I think we forget. We have this amazing project that is ongoing, but things stay quiet. And you know, when it's out of sight, out of mind. I grew up in a church in Tanzania where were involved in things like this, and I was a child. And during announcements, every announcement, there were 10 minutes during announcements dedicated to building project, dedicated to systematic benevolence. I learned systematic benevolence when I was 10, talking about how you plan your offerings and how you give. And it wasn't about who has a lot of money, who doesn't have it. Everybody could contribute something. If it meant you come here with your labor, manpower, and you dig up flower beds, that is your contribution. We must not make the mistake to make people feel that this church was built by rich people in the church. The church belongs to everybody, and everybody can do something. But what I would recommend to the committee is that constant updates is important. Tell us, how much money do we have? How much are we supposed to get at a certain point in time? How are we going to get there? Get everybody involved. You saw how the Pathfinders were so geared up to raise funds for their fair. Give them this project. You'll be amazed what they can do. Yeah, so I think get us involved. And then there was a small committee going to people's houses, telling they don't have gets a bonus every February. Give us half of it to the building project. I'm just giving an example. I think that small committees should go to the homes, speak to us one-on-one, because you know Lyttelton, we don't all come here all the time. And we also have, I don't know what you call them, alumni, the members who have moved. They're still a part of us. Write to us. I get written letters, churches I left when I was a kid. They still reach out to me. We are building a roof. Give something. Let's do that too. We've got social media. We can trace people. Let's send them out emails and say, we're doing this thing. Somebody's in America. If they send us that $100, how much will it be in rand? Or in the UK with a pound? So, and even local places, anywhere they are, even if you're in City Church or Testa, we will ask everyone we can reach and say, please contribute to this project. The Lord will bless you. Thank you.
We are capturing that. As we beef up these areas, part of it is to reach out to everyone and constant reminders. Constant reminders. Yes, we need constant reminders. Once we start, one of the things, like she said, maybe every Sabbath or every fortnight, someone comes here to promote. This is where we are. These are some of the commitments we are following up. We have a target to reach. Let's see how it works out. So let's capture that. Any other suggestions, Pastor?
No, may I say one thing? We'll make it.
By faith. Outside. There's always something. Okay, then there. So, once we have these 4 bridges, these 4 legs, is to say, under each leg, how do we approach the local conference, the local union, the local SID, and also going to the GC? We have people from the division here who can help us reach the division. They are not here by coincidence, they are here by chance. We have worked with Pastor Bonya before. So we didn't get the money, but at least we were trying to fight over the deadline. And remember, at some point we had to work late in the evening, because I think that was the last day or something, or I don't know, something like that, where it was 1 day remaining or 2. But yeah, but eventually, I think we needed to learn something, but that's what it is. So we need these legs.
What was the problem with it? Because it can still be refined.
Yes, we are. I think they can ask. I don't think it was a problem.
Yeah, what we are doing at the moment, we are trying to refine the business plan, and the reason why, Sister Namps just mentioned, very important, that what we are doing, we are trying to have a very strong business plan, so that when we approach people, we approach companies, we approach homes, we say we have got this product we want to produce. You know, usually when you go to the people and you say, we are raising funds, they say for what? You say for building what? You find that you don't have anything to show. That's why we are pushing the architect to finish quickly. He's going to finish not long, and then the business plan is in place. And then when we share it, it must be a strong business plan. It must be something which people will realize, well, these people are serious. And then from there, this is where we come to the homes. You know, we approach people and say to them, this is what we are doing as a church. Are you able to assist us? So this is what we are busy doing it. And then I think in the next board, when is the board? Maybe in the next board meeting we should share something on that line, so that we can go all be together. Yeah. But the one we were having, when we were applying, we were applying for providing a service, not building a structure. Because the GC was giving money for the churches which are having.
So we are supposed to then start something that will attract some funding. But I think but then the funding will be targeted to whatever project, not necessarily for the structure, isn't it? But now what we are talking about today is to get money to start off with the structure, right? So this yard is so big and there's so much that we can do in this yard. Currently we have gardener who can assist. Actually we can get to start a gardening project so that we produce and sell. And that will be part of the game. The yard is very big. We have water down there at the bottom. So we can start a huge project, gardening project. People need food. Exactly. No one's going to come and dip it into small ground. So we can have a huge gardening project and there's big, good crops that you can sell internationally. That you can export and you can make good money.
How people are capturing, those are some of the sustainability ones. I think that one falls under sustainability, where you do certain things, where you raise money to do the thing. So yeah. And also, just within the same church, I think what people don't realize that there is separate funding which is actually for infrastructure within the GIS. There is one for infrastructure within the GIS, which you need to tap. So we can have one generic and then one where we say, here can we pick the headline and the summary to fit this one. Let's pick here to focus on the infrastructure so that we don't, this thing is almost like you're applying for a job. When you're applying here, you change the words one after. Put that this thing. It reminded me of someone some years back we were laughing in one drinking place, and then someone said, this Nigerian, he went for a job and they said, no, you came for a mechanic. I said, what, by the way, what are you looking for? Oh, that one. Oh, I also have this qualification here. So so we're gonna behave like that. We are everything to everything. Paul said it. I'm everything to all people. So but I think let's capture the points that I mean, right? So that I've got a feeling once we start targeting some of those philanthropists, we'll get that one. We may just worry about whether we put their branding here or not, but otherwise we'll get something. I've got a very strong feeling. There are many people that want to give to the church. Because of it's a requirement. I think some of these, a lot of money, I think part of the conditionality is that they donate to communities to help deal with the drugs and other things. Yes. Now, those are the debates, Sister Ngono. Those are the debates. When the money comes, those are the ones who debate here. Money has arrived, 5 million. What do we say? Are you saying it goes back? Yes, it's a donation from government. It's a requirement. Actually, there are a lot of lined up things they need to provide to communities. Now, those are the debates that will corporate social responsibilities. And a lot of things will come up. But let's look at, first of all, we have to look for a team that will look at funding strategies in line with the business plan that is they are finalizing, so that we coherent in terms of coining the angle in terms of how we approach them. And then also to say, for this one, let's not, when we are doing the GC, the down one there, later we discovered actually, if you say Lyttelton Church, they actually don't, we never actually, I don't think we consulted the church. There was, I think the following day was a deadline. So we had to name Lyttelton, what is that thing? Lyttelton House of Hope or Hope NPO, something like that. Yeah, Hope something. Yes. Remember, it's a community service. Yes, they want to give to community, something community. What did we say? Brother Moore, remember we said hope or something. I can't remember. It was something to do with hope or hope. Yeah, the name. We had to think on our feet to say, we'll consult the church, but this thing is deadline. It's going online. It's late. Yeah, something hope for so that it's the name of the project. Because you can't put the name of the project, the church as the name of the project. So you need to, as something that offers some services to the community. So that's, but again, that's a project under the NPO. So remember, I say NPO, you can have several projects, but under one umbrella. So we are not losing anything. They are still owned by the church as the board, but they are different projects, which you can name different, several. Any other ideas? Pastor, you have been very vast. You told us. Well,
what I want to say is that where there is no dream, there's no blessings also. All starts by dreaming. If we want to be helped by Jacob's experience when he was running away from his brother Esau, he dreamed there when he was sleeping. He went empty-handed and he came back full of flock, people, even wives. So the first step is to dream. Sure, there are many people who are willing to donate. One of the windows to get money for infrastructure from the church is 13th Sabbath offering. Yeah, 13th Sabbath offering, but it depends on when our division will be included. I don't remember now. I think maybe 2 quarters from now it was SID or the first quarter. We can check the rotation scale, but you can search on that one, because when it's 13th Sabbath offering, the normal the finance infrastructure. Yes.
They were announced globally that the 13th Sabbath goes to Lyttelton Church for this project. So everyone who is going to give, that money becomes ours. So already an idea is already coming. So let's capture those ideas. Anything else? Samar, any idea again? We are, remember I said dreamers. We're going to have to stay in the dreamland. Don't look, you know what people say? God's children should not look at the size of the bank account or the pocket. Just dream. And that's why I say God goes to someone who is homeless. The Egyptians who never had shoes, they never had cattle, they never had chickens, they never had anything. I want a sanctuary. Then on the 4th commandment, where there are mansions, where there are big farms, where the land of free, your animal, your servant. That's why who are the poverty mentality. Yeah, actually looking forward to one way. Your servant.
Yeah, I like the approach, my elder. You know, when we on this KNFC, Dr. Mwemba, he told us how he became a millionaire. He was selling books. When he was selling books, when they were approaching a businessman, one day that businessman came with a gun and said, "I don't want to see you anymore here." Then he never lose the hope. He went back again. Then when he went back second time, that very same person, he sponsored them with $1 million to sell the e-books. So he told us that once we have got plans, we must have hope and prayer. He told us, because some literature evangelists say, no, this thing can't happen, or business, something. But he told us, whatever you do, put hope and trust God and pray. He told us.
Remember the children of Israel? Why they never crossed? You have read the spirit of prophecy. Just a small doubt was enough to block God for 40 years. They wandered in the wilderness just because somebody doubted. Except those who said whatever. Everybody were turned back because of doubt. Just a small doubt. Because you are an idol. You know, when you doubt, it's actually, we simplify these things. When you doubt, that is idolatry. You are actually putting yourself in the place of God that I'm going to do it. And then because you know your weaknesses, you say, this thing is impossible. But who says it's you to do it? Who says it's you to do it? So we got to be in a dreamland. Now that we are dealing with God's church, we're going to have to elevate ourselves into a dreamland so that this thing is possible. But the moment you stay down there and looking at the size of the pocket, this thing is impossible. And when you start doubting, it will actually, that's what will happen. You believe, whichever way you believe, that's what will happen. So the director building, let's capture resources, especially these business plan things. We're going to have three versions, like the Nigerian man. But which job? What job? I forgot. Which job are you looking for? There's this one. Yes, no, but one someone also. Okay, I also have this one. I also have this one. So we're going to tailor something to church, and then tailor something to suit these other services that we are going to do. This is what we're offering. This is how we're changing the communities. Remember the outcome. Focus on specific outcome. Don't focus on funding religion. Say, no, this is the church. Forget about talking about the church. When you go there, we brand the name of the company. Say whatever Hope, Lyttelton Hope Foundation, whatever it's called. And what you do, this is what we do. We offer these things. What we change lives. This is how people are changing. They eat healthy. They do these things. Drug. Those who are drug addicts, they are relieved of their drug or whatever addiction. Focus on the outcome. And then from there, we start now targeting. Everything will happen. Just your mindset. From there, it happens. Anything?
There's a lot of, especially for women, and there is homes of hope and healing that are being encouraged. And I'm just wondering, because it's something that we could also look at, and as a service to provide to serve on the streets and the that are without care. They call it home of hope, homes of hope and healing. Yeah, it's 3 H's. And something that we could also be looking at as a church to provide that kind of a safety place for such people.
For me, all those things, we can put them under one of those, especially those things. Under these ones where your specific outcomes, you can actually focus on all these things that are tangible to community impact, to communities. And then from there, but please, 1, faith, 2, dedicated people. Number 3, accountability. We just we can't stress accountability. You know, accountability is what shoots us down. Just tabling to say we bought so many things for the women or for the kids. These are the receipts. This is where we spend. Just accounting best things. Even if you drank tea, please just account it. You know, sometimes we are so basic. Just account it. If there are cookies on that day, just account. There are many people that came. We have to buy these things, and we just accountability. It's a basic tenet of Christianity. So we'll flag them. I think these legs, 4 legs, actually you can see where everyone falls. And then when we look at the private philanthropists, please, we had identified a few foundations. We just need your help. Please give us the names, Sanams, some foundations that can help us. Some of them, some of them is a corporate social responsibilities. Just something people want to be part of society or something. Just to who can we approach, and then we can plan around on how to approach those entities. We just need to list. If we can just fill up the gap, who in each category and what in each category, we should be able to just map up a table to say these are the target areas we need to focus, and then let's have how we go about it. Some of them are just willing. They are waiting for us to approach them. They are waiting for us to approach them. It's about time the church stopped, not really stopping. I mean, they are praying, but we have prayed enough. Let's go and work, act. Let's be doers. Let's do us. We are looking forward to members when they'll come here. Sister Diana just needs the vehicle and goes by Uber, so can you just auction that vehicle? Lack of faith. You see the way she's laughing, faith issues. I'm going by Uber when you just auction this thing. So anything else? I think we have done anything. Is there an area that we needed to cover? I did. Okay. So what I think going forward, we will receive, I think they were taking the points that were suggested. We also want to, first of all, we'll set up a committee. I think we'll determine, I don't know how many people, but preferably what we were discussing, that we need to have maybe half women, half men. Because the way we look at things in this world is very, men just overlook a lot of things. And we can just, sometimes we are wired different. So we can blend mindsets. We will probably achieve much better. So probably individual will be approached just to be part of the business plan. I know business plan, there are people that are working on it or something amplifying, but other people may be brought in just to make sure that just to polish it up. And then there will be also a fundraising team committee that we can just have also just to focus on getting these 4 legs approached, and then how do we go about it. And then also, like she said, regular updates from your building committee. Just regularly say, here we are, this is what we have done. Or even taking people through. Guys, here's the plan, it has been done. We have done approval for the land, the architect, the town planner. The architect has done. Now we are doing the BO quantities. Please, just the costs. We are now doing the costs. Please, and then also just allow members say, this cost will not be borne by you alone. Don't run away. Yeah, so that people don't run away. Say, no, this cost is not by you, it's borne by God's people. Your part, just tell us your part. Buy a brick, maybe you just need 10 bricks from your side. Others, maybe they are bricklayers, you just need your hands, say, come and let's work. But other things, other people pay. But just your contribution to what we are looking for. So if we can capture some of those points, I think we'll definitely reach very far. Unless there is any other points, we probably may have to conclude. Brother Moyo, Brother Mas, want to say something?
The main thing is that we as a committee we'll try our best to. I think the feedback is very important. That is a crucial comment, and then we'll try once a month, too, but as regular as possible. The committee has done a lot of work, but we're aware that most people may not be aware of how far we are until maybe we have got a program like this. So we will try our best that the elders give the committee some time. Regularly, we report. It's very crucial. This is why when you're going to deal with the money, people can only trust you when you report. If you don't report, they think that it just disappeared like other monies somewhere else. So we make sure that is full. Maybe we should start this month. Before the end of July, we should have a day to report, and then as we go along, and then we should manage. But one message which we mentioned before, which we also try to emphasize: don't look at the complexity of the structure and where does the money come from. I always say that as Christians, as God's children, the money should not dictate what we are supposed to do. The money should not tell you. But in other words, you don't go and buy a car because you've got money. No. You buy it because you need it. Then the money will come. You see, if you are going to buy shoes because you just found them in the shop because you've got the money, then you've got a problem, because it means the money dictates to you what you must buy. So with us as Christians, we look at what we need, and we apply it. The money will follow, and it's never. You know very well as a church we have done it. God has done it through us as a church. So even now, the structures, you see how big it is, as my elder has just shown. It's a structure, and this is what we need. It's not. It doesn't matter. It's nothing to do with the money. Money is there or not. The money will be there to make sure that it is built and finished. I think that's what I just wanted to say. Just don't be under pressure to say, this we can't manage, you don't have money. Then you will never, the mind just blocks. That's it. But if we really need it, then the money will follow. And then that's the principle. That's the principle. This is where at the end, if people start saying, I do this because I've got money, long term they start worshiping money. Yes, because money is telling them what to do. Yeah, they go this way, and the money is the one which is shining. The money is running in front. They just following. That's right. That's where sometimes it becomes a challenge when things are done because money is present. Things should be done because they are needed. And if you do it because you need it, money will follow to make sure that this is fulfilled. And that's what this is how we have been working as a committee. And if we continue like this, with that attitude and belief, God is going to direct us. We are going to manage. Thank you very much. I just wanted to say this at the end now, and thank you very much for the.
Okay. Brother Moya, you want to say something? Oh, yeah, say it. Okay, I think just to emphasize, please don't run away. Don't. Otherwise, you find this church is empty because this thing is very scary. Especially once the architects and the Bureau of Quantities come, the cost may be beyond the normal church envelope. So don't worry. God uses his people. Don't worry. Don't harbor unbelief. The moment in our midst we harbor unbelief, to show, because then things start getting hard. So everyone must just believe it will work. And then from there, God will open up avenues. And even we'll start seeing opportunities where to raise the money and the skills and all the other people that can do it. But please don't harbor unbelief. This journey is the same. I'm still going to the pastor's sermon, Exodus. The moment individuals harbor unbelief, they constrain everybody else, because God looks at it from the church perspective. Yeah, otherwise, we're going to be like Gideon. He said, no, there are certain people I don't like in your group because they are hampering the mission. Can you get those soldiers and that one out? Because they are harboring unbelief. Are we together? Yeah, when you embark on some of these things, you need dreamers. People who just dream, like God is already there. God, things are already start seeing things. So you may not give something, but just God will do it. And how he does it, he may not announce now, but just have faith. Okay. We have come to the end of the... Pastor, you want to say something? Okay. Let me ask someone to close in prayer. Am I?
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the whole of this day and its programs. We are so thankful that we are discussing about the plans which you have given us, Lord, in front of us. We are really so appreciative that, Lord, you have given us this project. And now it's for us to believe that it is going to be done in your will. Heavenly Father, we ask for you to grant us the resources, and also we must be encouraged so that we work hard towards this project so that it can be fulfilled. Now, as we are dispersing, Lord, be with us throughout the week. I've asked all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone. I think we have come to the end of the program. Yeah, let's meet again next week for another interesting church program. Thank you.